It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer by Pressure Drop Brewing, and it's a can of the Wu Gang Chops the Tree Forged Herb Hefeweiss, coming in at 3.8% ABV. Brewed in London. One of my favourite beer styles, in fact probably my favourite beer style, is Hefeweizen. I pop to Majestic Wines once a month on payday. I treat myself to a box of Paul Anna Weiss beer. Keep this to yourself, bit of a secret, but if you go to Majestic Wine you can buy 12 bottles of Paul Anna for £24. That works out at I think that works out at £2 a bottle. If you go to somewhere like Marxie's, they're going to charge you £2.40 a bottle. So there's 40p a bottle saving on Paul Anna Weiss beer. My favourite, my little treat once a month at Majestic Wine. That's not an advert. It's just me kind of like telling you where I buy my beer. Little trade secret. 440 millilitre can. Let's get this out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. This is a kind of a Weiss beer style glass. Spin this up. Okay, so we have a one finger white head. Good levels of carbonation in the glass, but look at that beautiful kind of, I just love the look of the Weiss beer. I love the taste of Weiss beer. I love the look of Weiss beer, because I can look at a Weiss beer and I can go, ooh, that's going to be a good one. This looks like a good one. A 3.8% ABV as well. This should be very, very refreshing. This is the advert. You can pick it's a channel sponsorship. You can pick yours up at beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK, with a fabulous range of beer from all over the world. If you love beer, you can pick yours up, or if you've been on holiday, if you've worked away, you found that very special beer that you know and love. You'll be able to pick it up at beersofeurope.co.uk. I imagine so, Eddie. The best chance of finding it in the UK would be Beers of Europe. So, Pressure Drop, London. I've had some really good beer from Pressure Drop. I think they're a fantastic brewery. Let's get the aroma on this. Yeah, just wonderful. All of that kind of yeasty goodness of a really good Weiss beer, but then with some added, like, the foraged herbs that they're talking about. Now, I'm no herb grower. I put a little bit of herbs, rosemary and thyme in a bolognese type of thing, but very difficult for me to pick out what herbs they found here. It smells a little bit like coriander, if I'm honest. But I could be wrong. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. That is bellissimo. That is beautiful beer. Stone the Crows. It doesn't have that really rich, creamy mouthfeel of a, say, 5.5%, 6% ABV Weiss beer, which I believe Paul Anna is 5.5% ABV. It doesn't have that. But where it lacks that, what it gains from that is definitely more refreshment. There's definitely more refreshment. It's thinner. It's leaning more towards utmost drinkability rather than like, I just love the creaminess of ice beer. But I can understand this, and I think it's 3.8% ABV. The advantage of this is that as you well know, I've just been telling you, I drink quite a lot of ice beer. And if you start on the 5.5% quite early, things can get a little bit messy every now and again. If you drink a few of them at a barbecue or a party or something, find yourself shouting about the world type of thing quite early on in the evening. But at 3.8% ABV, crack on with this. Absolutely crack on with this, no problem whatsoever. It's a daily driver. Drinkability, or good levels of carbonation, pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. We're talking about these kind of like then banana-y, clove, yeast backbone of the beer. That's where most of the flavours coming from. But then it has this really, really interesting herbal finish. It definitely has this kind of added, it's almost like an added dimension to the beer. Those herbs and spices that they put in the beer are fabulous little kind of, it almost makes up for that lack of alcohol. It makes up for that kind of 3.8% ABV. It's definitely made the beer more interesting, if you like. A little bit of sweetness from the wheat to begin with. Touch of bitterness on the back end. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Pressure dropper. I had one of their beers yesterday. Reviewed it yesterday as part of the Beers of Europe box that they sent me, and their beers are just, they're a phenomenal quality brewer. They really, really are. They really are. Probably our most versatile food pairing beer. We love it with a curry. Experiment for your own perfect match. And that's it really. They're not kind of like overly talking about it. Contains barley and wheat. Brilliant brewery. As I just mentioned, Pressure Drop. Big fan of their beer. I'm going to rate this. I really like it. It looks good. It tastes good. I was a little worried about that 3.8% ABV, but after drinking it, I'm not worried at all. The herbs make up for a lot of that kind of lowering of the ABV. I like that enough to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.